A very good morning, dear students. Today in class 12th, we will have an outlook of the chapter number 6 in Flamingo book, Poets and Pancakes by Asoka Mitran. Okay, dear children, this is the next chapter. So try to understand the concept of chapter before coming to the reading part. Poets and Pancakes. Pancakes had been a brand name in makeup industry. Okay, and poets generally we know the people who write something like poem or dialogue or scripts like that. So pancakes, as I told you, a brand name. And about this brand name, these three celebrities like Greta Gerbo, a Swedish actress, Miss Gohar, Indian actress, Vajanti Mala, Indian actress, they all three, they have used this pancake brand. Okay, now Rati Agnihotri, again an Indian celebrity, may not have heard of. So what we come to know, that after Vajanti Mala, the use of this pancake brand was no more in. Okay, after that, due to some reason or certain reasons, the brand was no more. Okay, so this is the pancakes, as I told you, a brand name in makeup industry simply. And Rati Hogani was the first celebrity simply who may not have about this brand name. Then Fiery Misery. While doing makeup, sometime you might have seen, my dear children, that the barber or the makeupers, they put a glass of bowl of glass overhead. Okay, and this is incandescent light during makeup, and during this process, the person feels not good. The person does not feel good. That is called fiery misery. Okay, so this is the one term that is being given in the chapter. Then we talk about makeup department. In makeup department, when it was first guarded, or you can say led by Bengali, then a Maharashtrian, then another person, then a Madras Indian Christian, then Anglo Burmese, and the local Tamils. Simply, I should say why this makeup department or of this Gemini studio, it shows an example of national integration, because from its first part till the last one, all the people, they were from different parts of the country, like Bengali, Maharashtra, Andhra, Madras, Burmese, and then local Tamil. Okay, so this is an example of national integration. Then we have an office boy. Actually, it is this person is not a boy. He is 40 years old, came to this Gemini studio to become a screenwriter, director, or lyric writer, and a little bit he is a poet also. But his you can say luck does not favor him, and he become a office boy. And what is the job of an office boy? To cut and paste of all the cutting of newspaper in a book. This is the task of the office boy. Okay, cutting and pasting and makeup of crowd, this is the task. Then boss, who is the boss of Gemini studio? SS Vasan. And SS Vasan is also an editor of Anand Viketan. Okay, and Subu is number 2. In this chapter, we have a character like an office boy whose work is to cut and paste and do makeup of crowd. Or okay, and boss of Gemini studio is SS Vasan. This is Gemini studio. Okay, and Subu is number 2. Why he is called number 2? Because considerably people take him the right hand of Subu, and wherever the boss or SS Vasan feels uncomfortable in picturizing any scene of the movie or the play, he helps them, and all the time you can observe smile on his face, even though he does not have that much quality like office boy, but his luck is so favorable to him that he became the right hand of the Vasan of the boss SS Vasan. Then composition of a story department. SS Vasan composed a department in which a lawyer was there, office boy, and writers. Okay, now this story department was constructed or was uh, framed by keeping the thought of writing stories, scripts, and dialogues. But as we know, office boy, even though he is a little bit poet, but what is the work of a lawyer in a story department? Even though the dressing sense of this person, like black coat, black pant, and tie, and white shirt, is very different from other people. So this person does not suit this department, and later on there is an incident in the chapter. Once a scene was going on, means picturization of scene was going on, and this lawyer recorded some kind of you can say frustration of an actress. This actress spoke something against the director SS Vasan or the boss, and this lawyer recorded her voice and played it before the director. You can say backbiting, simply you can say. So this thing happens, and after that the future of this actress or an actress was ended permanently because of this lawyer. Okay, real thing that did not take place in this chapter. What was the real scene of this actress, why she was angry with the director, and all these things. But later on, due to certain reasons, and after this incident, this story department was again broken into pieces, and SS Vasan himself destroyed this particular department. Now again they became simple, like cutting and pasting for office boy, writing stories for the SS Vasan and other writers, and SS Vasan to deal with the situation of higher standard. Now after that we have MRAR. What was that? Frank Buchman's moral rearmament army, in which 200 people were there. In 1942 they visited Gemini studio, and in 1952 there was not a big place to accommodate this crowd, so all they stayed at Gemini studio. Okay, that was moral rearmament army of Frank Buchman's. So over there, when they stayed for a long time, for a couple of days, they presented two plays. One was Jotham Valley, and second was the Forgotten Factor. First was the Jotham Valley, and second was the Forgotten Factor. My dear children, I just tell you, the people of that particular Madras area, okay, became so a great fan of these two plays that like during night time the plays were played. Okay, in the morning time all the people they have to depart to their homes. As they reach afternoon, okay, after taking dinner and lunch, they start coming back to the to see the nights of armament plays. So from far distance area people were coming to see all these kind of play that were famous at that time, like Jotham Valley and Forgotten Factor. So you can see Gemini Studio became a place of popularity, not because of writers only, but because of MRAR, means Moral Rearmament Army, in which 200 people were there and who played two plays very positively, like Jotham Valley and The Forgotten Factor, and people became so much interested in these plays that they spent most of the nights of their life in Gemini Studio to enjoy these great plays, Jotham Valley and Forgotten Factor. Now, next one. Now, S.S. Vasan spread a news that a visitor is to come in Gemini Studio, okay, and that would be an Englishman. Now this news was in the air, and mostly people, they did not know who will be that person, a poet, a scriptwriter, a director, or somebody else. So people guessed about their interpretations. There was a rumor that this will be that, person will be that, and this and that. So it was a mystery, simply I should say. People talk whatever they wish to talk in Gemini Studio. So it was just a mystery for everybody that who will be the person whom S.S. Vasan has invited to visit Gemini Studio. Okay, and as he came in Gemini Studio, the director himself, means S.S. Vasan himself, invited him on the stage by using very less words of English. Okay, by using very less words of English, because he also was not well acquainted with the use of English language. So the person, means that Englishman, came on the stage and he delivered a speech. Okay, the crowd before the stage was very silent, and they left the place after the ending of the speech very silently, because nobody understood the content of the speech because of American accent. The person whosoever was on the stage who delivered the speech, the audience did not understand the speech because of American accent. Got it? That's why most of the people, they were unaware whatever he delivered or whatever he said on the spot. Then after that, we have a great part, or the last part of the chapter, that is about Stephen Spender. My dear children, in this book, means Flamingo book, you are great that you have a great poet's name twice in your book. One in this chapter and one in the section of poetry, like Stephen Spender. Okay, so once as this Asoka Mitran, or office boy, was going on the road, and he found on the pavement, footpath, you can say, pavement, not payment, pavement, that some books were in the for the sale, and the price was special because of 50th Russian Revolution. The price was cheap, and the many books were there. All they have the same title, The God That Failed, and all this they have one title, The God That Failed. Okay, so the office boy purchased that book, and it is a collection of essays. It is a collection of essays composed by Stephen Spender. Okay, when the office boy went through this book, he also got to know an experience of Stephen Spender of visiting Gemini Studio. That time, office boy came to know that the person who came to or who visited Gemini Studio was none but Stephen Spender. Okay, and now he got to know that this mystery is over, no longer a mystery. What was that? The identification of the person who delivered the speech in Gemini Studio was a mystery earlier, but now he got to know the person was Stephen Spender. Okay, so this is the chapter, my dear children. In next video we will be reading the content of this chapter, chapter number 6, Poets and Pancakes by Asoka Mitran. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.